variety of chicken is called a leghorn.
Okay.
If you would please read the task aloud.
Step back in time, a time before the internet. You may not use the internet for research, leads, or contacting people.
You're putting me in a weird situation. I want you to see my flaws and my strengths, because if we become friends, the knowledge will be incorporated into the friendship.
The thought of somebody, a child, an adult, anyone, going hungry at night just grieves me.
I genuinely believe that at its core, most people are genuinely good.
That's me. Hey guys, I'm Cameron. I'm the creator of this Lil D TV show. I don't like to put myself in front of the camera. But this month there were some scheduling errors, and also the theme is DIY, do it yourself. Denton It Yourself. So here I am, hosting the show. Hold on. This makes me a lot cooler. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this episode is going to be broken into 3 different segments. The first one for DIY is people that see a problem and they're not creating a huge organization to solve this problem. They're just boots on the ground going and doing it. Plus the first challenge of what I'm calling TASKBLASTER, which is just a ripoff of one of my favorite shows. And I think that's it. Away we go.
The reggae album, the close to reggae, means some people obey a democracy.
When apartheid was first very visible to the world in a way that it hadn't been before, it was reggae music that brought it to its attention.
Tired of your ism, schism, saying gotta go die and go to heaven.
Thank you.
I think if we're gonna yeah, dollars for killing with the rain, man, and not the rain. The reggae music in its own field, seeing? Because it's just like these trees, they in their field, right? And we're here, we're human. So we interact with the trees, we speak to the trees, and the people are the trees. We all are trees. We plant by rivers of water. That's why when the rain comes, it wash away every corruption and it baptizes us. I get baptized before God here, you know, brother. I'm telling you, it's serious. Jah baptized me before God here. So when I got here, I know what's going to happen.
Baseline, resilient. Baseline, tear down the place. Killer, 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 killer. WildWata main sound is a killer sound. Hey, sound system, come again. System. WildWata main sound is the killer, 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 killer. Some that she doesn't, and some that the dollar. It's a WildWata main sound of the killer. But I'm going to take your start. America. I love that name you got, you know. Your mama give you the name, my daddy. Oh, wait a minute here. Did you hear what I asked her? I said, is your mama give you that name? And she pointed over there. And that's your mother? Yeah. Please show her some love, y'all. Clap your hands for her mother. America, that's a great name for real. No joke, be serious. That's matching. It goes together. Lin America, America Lin. Lin America, that is your daughter and that's your mother. You see that? It goes together. From Deep Ellum to Denton.
Today is International Reggae Day. I'm from China, you know. China is celebrating. My friends back in France celebrating, in the UK celebrating. And I woke up and figured that there's really not much going on in the DFW area. So I thought that I could just feel the responsibility to put something together so we have International Reggae Day as well. And I hit up Mick right away, you know. He's really down to do whatever. So everything was done and planned within about 5 hours. We print out the poster at the CVS next to my house. You know, contacted Sinkumba, Select T, brought the gear, Mick transported the gear here, test the sound, brought the record, and we're ready to go. So the solidarity I'm talking about, you know, is really impressive here.
One heart, let's get together and feel alright. The sun is gonna melt in the sun. You hear me? Rubber dub style, me say rubber dub style. Rubber dub style. I want to share with everybody, you know? I want to make sure that the journey that we're on, it's a good journey of love, unity, respect, passion, good vibes, you know what I'm saying? And honor. Come on. Come help us. Put your hands together. Just sing what you know. Just hold the mic, and when you like it, just sing it. Come on. Woo! Come on, let's go. You get ready? It's okay. I take that driving seat and carry people with me. And that's the reason why we together in this musical journey, because we want to carry people. People want to ride with us on that musical train, you know? And it's important to show them that kind of, you know, encouragement. Help her. Give her a hug and help her sing. Hold the mic to her. One love. Sing it, put it close. Stand up some value. One love, one heart, one heart. Let's get together and feel on. Get it close, go close. Yeah. One love, you got it. One heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Come on. Together, man. Come on, show some love. Mother and daughter. Y'all please give them a little love. Show them more love.
A beaver can fell a cottonwood tree in just a few hours. Hundreds in a year.
What's the difference between a retention pond and a detention pond? A detention pond or area, it'll hold water after rain for a little bit and then it just dries up.
In theory, it drains and then it's supposed to just kind of be dry, right? But the HOA kind of did what they do and ignored it for years and years, for about 5 years. And so nature did what nature does, and it started collecting and holding water. We ended up with a whole bunch of ducks and birds, and we've seen fox, we've seen coyote, and then one day we noticed 2 beavers. We knew there were also some fish in there as well.
Well, and that was one of the things when we bought this like when I moved in this neighborhood, everybody said this used to flood. And that, you know, that was kind of one of the concerns with the neighborhood, is this always stayed sort of wet. So to me, that also kind of makes sense as to why it's doing what it's doing. It's doing what it's always done.
Yeah, Canadian geese, beaver, the two beaver, they started getting a lot of attention. And so people started posting because they're cute, you know, and people were enjoying it and excited about it. And so we're not sure who, but somebody caught wind of it. And I guess a citation or a threat of a citation was issued to the HOA. And then there was a massive overcorrection on the HOA's part. We just woke up one day and they were draining it.
Yeah.
You can't just drain something like this.
Right, especially with no plans of relocating anything or what happens to everything once it happens. This is where it's supposed to drain, and you can see just like it's already clogged back up.
If their habitat is destroyed, the whole ecosystem gets, you know, unbalanced, and it's just hard for some of the animals to survive.
You know, financially, the HOA charged every person that lives in Sherman Crossing for this company to come in and drain the pond, which it filled up 2 days later, you know? And then they want to point the finger at the city and say, well, the city made us do it. We have to keep it in order. Now the city's saying, oh, we didn't say that. And it's just back and forth of, we already know it was the HOA that decided to make decisions for us.
For the most part, the community is really on board with trying to figure something out about how I can just kind of exist. But the HOA and the city are really playing the blame game with each other. The HOA is saying that the city's going to find them and, you know, do, you know, whatever to them. And then the city is saying that the HOA is responsible for maintaining it and they have to figure out how to deal with it. And that whole blame game is just, I just don't want the bureaucracy to sit by and allow things to die. Well, yeah, no, it was definitely designed to be a detention pond and not hold water. But obviously it is holding water, and it's going to be really expensive to make it not hold water. So if we could work with the city or whoever we need to just kind of maintain it to be what it is today, I really think it would work better for everyone that lives here and, you know, the rest of the community that comes to enjoy this place.
Hello, Rebecca.
Hi.
Please open the briefcase.
Okay. Okay, so I got a notebook. Lil D TV, step back in time, a time before the internet made everyone's life easier, but also much worse. You are a reporter doing a story on Denton's DIY culture, so you will also be doing it yourself. You may not use the internet for research, leads, or contacting people. You may not use your phone for GPS, but you may call people. Use your phone to film yourself and document the step of the process. You have until the 28th of July. So it is just a story about DIY culture, and then you need to follow all the guidelines on this paper.
Correct.
And then you gave me some like tools, a pen. Okay, very thoughtful. And let me see. Okay, cool. I like this. And also a map of Denton. And also, I got a notebook. I'm not sure if you wrote something for me, like Or you didn't mean to? Like,
Didn't mean to.
Okay, then it's just a notebook for me, okay?
Just a notebook.
But it's gonna be a challenge because like no internet for research, because like as a journalist right now, I rely on internet so much for research, you know, and then for contacting people. How are you gonna find people's contact information if there's no?
Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. My time starts now.
Welcome back. So our second section of this episode are people that got together and actually created an organization that's meant to last, to solve an ongoing problem they saw in Denton. But first, let's check in with Rebecca's story.
So right now I'm at the Denton Community Market, and I'm trying to ask a vendor that I had interviewed before and then see if they would like to do a story with this segment. I asked him if I can do a story with him, and he said it's good. So I forgot to record, but I promise I didn't shoot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the interview next Monday. Good morning. How I'm feeling today?
It's good, just hot, but you know, it is what it is. Being out here in the heat, in the outside, you always look forward to that that nap and that shower. And we have a pool now, so you know, cool off in the pool afterwards. Make sure to hydrate. We also usually like to do a big meal afterwards, showing off my artwork.
We talked about it, but I wasn't expecting it.
And see if people want to buy some, take some home with them.
I've been drawing since I was 2, so I've always thought of myself as a person who likes to draw. I've been drawing now for 38 years, almost 40 years, and most of my art is, I call it whimsical surrealism. So anything from food to video games, to pop culture, celebrities, anything that is, I think, interesting from a visual standpoint or conceptual standpoint. As artists, you draw what speaks to you, and it's like, as a writer, you write what you know. An artist, you draw what you know, you paint what you know. And I know pop culture. I could show you weird little toys from the 80s that might, you know, give you that nostalgia bug, and you're like, oh, I remember that. And so I do a lot of that kind of stuff, or stuff that's kind of offbeat or colorful, like literally colorful, vibrant, or has some quirkiness to it. Those are all things that I really like. I've been doing my art business called Otter Illustration for 12 years. 2013 is when I first started. There's a lot of reasons I keep coming back to Denton Community Market. One is I've established customers that know me and come back, and I like to think of my stuff as stuff you can collect, so they will come back and get multiple But I also just love seeing all the people there. I like being outside. I like the people watching, the dog watching. I think it's so nice that people come in the booth and they appreciate me and respect me and go, oh, this is cool art, versus my day job where I'm a teacher. Like, that's not really why you get into teaching, is the respect of the children, because they don't necessarily give that out freely. And you get a lot of disrespect even. So it's nice to have that, I call it the Batman Bruce Wayne lifestyle. So this is a sneak preview. This is a prototype of the Vehicles of Denton mini coloring book. And I have about 130, 140 different designs. I don't know if you can see that. And so it's all just Denton businesses, Denton organizations, and I've drawn a vehicle to represent that business. So stuff like this, that's Denton related stuff, I have a lot of success with at the market. Right now, one of my best designs is the Opera House. People have a lot of tender feelings for just the visualization of a place. And so when you walk by the Opera House, the recycled books and records, this purple building that's got all this cool history wrapped inside of it, people have an attachment to that. And also it's distinctive. It's like there's no other building that looks quite like the Opera House, but also just like the courthouse too. The courthouse is a very iconic building. And then, you know, I think people, once you live here long enough, everybody's got kind of like their favorite spots they like to go to. And so by just drawing a design of what it looks like on the outside, like you're not gonna print a picture of Google Earth, you know, from the street view, but an artist rendition of what that building, you know, I've been there plenty of times too, so it has a meaning to me too. So I've got some of my feelings wrapped up in the artwork. I think a lot of times people are a little bit skeptical
that you make it.
That I make it. You're like, really? Like, come on, your mom makes it or your grandma makes it for you. You're like, no.
I mean, you had another vendor that said that one time they were.
It's like I thought your mom made all of them. I'm like, no, I make them all.
Yeah.
My mom showed me how to sew. Yeah, she taught me, but so it's just like, I think people like a story too. You know, there's more of an attachment if they can kind of see how the sausage is made. I think these days people really like, instead of just an end product, they like the story, they like a whole narrative of where it come from. They're more attached to the brands and where they spend their money if they can get behind a story and a narrative. I like educating too, like when little kids come up here and they're like, oh, how do you make it? And getting them curious, you know. Yeah, like, oh, you can make this. All you need is needle and thread, some fabric, some stuffing.
Some patience.
A little bit of patience, always important.
It's not just something to do, it's something that we're passionate about and we feel very strongly about, and making sure that, you know, it's not just something that fades. We're trying to leave our mark and make sure that people can also leave theirs. Wait, before we start, what do we call that? What do I normally call that?
I don't know. When I tell people what you do,
media.
I say that you're in charge of creating all of our forms and our website maintenance.
I would say administrative and website building.
I'm not as cool as that, I don't think. I'm not.
Hi, I'm Allie Puckett, and I founded Denton Art and Performance Collab in 2021.
Hi, I'm Brett Crow. I'm a professional composer and bassist here in Denton, and I also run music for DAPC.
Hi, I'm Alex Clifton, and I work on the website and application design for DAPC.
That's on Friday, September 19th, and it's at Anderson's like we did last year, 6 to 10 p.m. I've already got music booked for that. One of DMAC's members, her name's Heidi, is a polka DJ.
Okay.
So she's going to
That's
DJ
cool.
the event. So yeah, that leads to the silent auction. I made a post yesterday about looking for local makers and businesses that want to contribute to that. All proceeds from the silent auction will be donated to DMAC. I personally feel like I'm pretty business oriented. I actually have a degree in business management. I'm finally using it by because I have my own crafting business, which I started my crafting business before I started DAPC. And I started DAPC because it was really difficult to find a consistent market that I could be at, that I could actually make like consistent money, because it's really hard to find other events that heavily promote, do like paid advertisement and do consistent events every month, and just are welcoming in general.
It's also giving people that want to have the opportunity to sell their art and the things that they do the space and the time and the wherewithal to be able to do that, because there wasn't really a lot of, and then for it to be as available and open, especially for like younger musicians who have a hard time booking their own shows, like we'll give them the opportunity to perform, or at least give them like a set to show what they got and what they do.
All three of us are contributing something to the silent auction,
Yes.
and then hopefully other people will reach out. Like, I got some pretty good ones last year, I think. I would show up at these events, and it would just be like parking lot events, and there would be hardly any guests there. It would just be a lot of vendors set up, and we're just sitting out there all day. Like, where is everybody? There's not a lot of promotion, and that's where I saw the need that needed to be filled, was a consistent event that would actually promote. And that's why I was talking about that so heavily, because I feel like that is an issue with a lot of the other events, is that they just don't promote.
Or they rely on the artists themselves to do the self-promotion, which is really hard for some people because they don't even know where to begin.
Well, and if you're a new business, you don't have as far of a reach.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to promote yourself, it doesn't get out, it just gets to your friend base. And whereas like, an organization, and we're like promoting everybody, a lot more people see that.
I just think that is something that I was so drawn to, is there's something to do. It's not just come bye. It's come sit with us and meet people and be a part of the community and what's going on around you. So it's more engaging.
And just to expand on the DIY aspect of it, especially with Faye Folk Market, all of the decorations that are there, we made all of that stuff out of cardboard. We made all that stuff by hand painted, and we go and show up to the event 3 hours early, and we put it all up ourselves, and we stay 2 hours late to take it all down.
I just think that being able to be a part of something greater than what I've ever been a part of caused me to be the happiest I am in my life. I'm in such a wonderful place now because I joined this team and because I joined the community. And I've been here for about a decade, and in the last 3-4 years, I've done so much more and met so many more people because of the DAPC. That's why I do it, because it has provided me such an emotional and perfect example of what it means to be in your community, and it actually means so much to me. So, stay fly.
Yeah. Thanks, Alex. We love you.
I love you guys so much, and I just think about it all the time. Like,
Denton IY. When I was actually thinking about it this morning a little bit more, the first thing that came to mind was Mr. Rogers. And I watched him religiously as a kid. I still watch him religiously as kind of a form of mental medication. And but he has this, I think it's an interview with 60 Minutes from after 2001, the 9/11 attacks. And he said that his mother used to tell him that when you look around and things are scary, to always look for the helpers. That has always resonated with me, I think just because of my own spiritual belief of people and morality, which is just that I genuinely believe that at its core, most people are genuinely good people. It's a spiritual practice for me that when my anxiety creeps in, I do look around for the helpers, and like that is what Denton is. I think the first time we met, it was, you know, camera facing. And one of the things that I said, what I loved most about Denton was that people did things themselves when they couldn't get a help from someone else. And so, and it manifested its way in really big, interesting ways. It was like Dan Silverleaf bar owners with other bar owners teaming together to say, you know what, we really want to be able to have liquor stores in this city, and they did that themselves. Or decriminalize Denton, of course, with cannabis decriminalization, or banning fracking. I mean, there are so many different things that Denton residents have done on a big scale, but it was smaller big scales as well, like Oaktopia or North by 35, having these festivals that were born out of a DIY culture. When I look around and I look at the helpers, like all of the helpers are DIY people. And I mean, I tried making a list of it this morning and it was impossible because the list was literally so big that I felt guilty with, do I, you know, is it this person, is it that person? I mean, there's so many people. It's the person literally right behind the camera right now. You have people like Jane Piper Lund, and then how that's manifested with Jane's advocacy, or Angelica Fraga's advocacy, or Sarah Button's advocacy, or Mama T's advocacy, George Ferry. I mean, there are so many people within Denton for Diversity that are serving our community. They figured it out themselves. Another example of that, and it's the one like that I'm most passionate about right now, and I consider it DIY, it's DIY neighborhoods. Randy Hunt and Jacob Moses that live right across, you know, the street from me, essentially on Oak Street. Randy, for example, saw a problem. Our area needed more community, and so the first step of that was to register all of these homes as a part of a National Register Historic District. It's been built out by our neighborhood association. You know, I've worked hard on it, and it's, in my opinion, been literally about creating a DIY culture for our neighborhood. It's that feeling that's evoked with a good neighborhood of, if I'm out of town, I want someone to be able to look at my house and make sure everything's okay, or pick up my mail and put it in the house for me. It's about the elderly folks. It's a project we're working on right now. Elderly or disabled folks, making sure we can get them to sign up so that we take their trash down. And it's about building the kind of community that you want, because ultimately what I've learned, and it's like this, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, I guess, but it's this idea that like no one's going to do it for you. No one here's going to do it for you. The beautiful part is that you get to do it, and the people will get out of the way. People laugh at me because I'm so arrogant about Denton. I really do think it's like the greatest place in the world. For all of our flaws, it is the greatest place in the world. I would genuinely challenge someone to find another city like ours, and I don't think you can.
Real quick, I wanted to give a huge shout out to one of our viewers, Darlene Moore, for donating to the show. My van recently broke down, as some of you may have seen, which means I was out of transportation, but because of her donation, I was able to get a bike, make a Lil D machine for the show, and even though it's a little too hot in the afternoon to travel, I'm at least able to get around town. So thank you guys. Thank you so much, Darlene, for donating. We accept donations via PayPal, via whatever. Send us an email, drop us a message, drop us a comment, and we'll accept donations to keep the show on the road. Thank you so much. Also, if you have a business, you wanna get on the Lil D show, start advertising. Yeah. And did you know that Denton is home to the headroom on that was bad. Did you know Denton is home to the country's largest community garden? I certainly didn't until I did some investigating. Until one of our viewers suggested this story for this month. So thank you. I don't have the name on hand, but thank you. That's our first story for this last segment, which involves people and organizations that are helping the community by doing it themselves, and are kind of already established. They've been here for a minute. And then stay tuned at the end for a quick little check-in with Rebecca about how she felt about doing this story without being able to use the internet. Sorry, Rebecca.
Tell you the brief history. That number one, I don't know if you know, we're the largest community garden in the country. We're the largest community garden in the country. So we have 14 and a half acres, and last year we produced about 45,000 pounds of produce to provide for the citizens of Denton. The year prior to that, we produced about 60,000 pounds. So we provide the food in Denton. We have, as far as we know, one what I would call soup kitchen, which is our daily bread out on the loop. So we provide food for them. With whatever they want that we have, and then we provide produce for Salvation Army, American Legion Hall, Freedom House Food Pantry, Denton County Food Center. Those are some of our larger ones, but then we also, for some churches have food pantries, so we take food to them. We have one agency that's out in Crum. So we feel like we do a pretty good service for our community in providing food, because we don't want anyone to go hungry if they don't need to. Our board members run the garden, so we don't pay anybody, which has helped tremendously. Unfortunately, we do have some expenses. For example, our utilities from the water. We would truly love for Denton to be able to work with us to give us a break on that, but that remains to be seen. So I know that the county and the city will use Shiloh Field as a marketing for any new businesses that come to the city, that we're in that presentation. So I would like to think that Shiloh Garden has become part of the iconic Denton scene. And we try to grow everything that is in season and that people will like. For example, right now we're towards the end of summer where things are starting to die off. For example, tomatoes, but we're still getting those. Cucumbers, green beans. Right now our bell peppers and jalapenos are really starting to hit their stride, so that's going great. And we'll be soon planting. Before I finish that, we've harvested last Saturday, I think, about 700 pounds of watermelon. But we're about to get ready for the fall, which means we'll be planting a lot of broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower, and getting those ready. We start everything from seeds out here. It's closely related to like a butternut. People will use this to make as an alternative pumpkin pie. These are cucumbers that are starting. These here are what we would call sweet potato slips, and we usually have twice or usually 4 times this many, but I've got to replant my tomato seeds to get them going for fall. If you don't have space at your home, then if you come out here and volunteer for about 8 hours with us in the community park, then you'd be eligible to sign up and get a individual plot where you can get a 15 by 15 plot. We provide the water, it's free, and you can grow whatever you want to. We just ask that you keep it cleaned up. But we have another pest here, which is a blessing and a curse, which are our coyotes. And the coyotes help us because we also have rabbits out here. You can see one where he got in there and ate it all out, and one where they're chewing on it. I believe this plant's called a 5 bitter leaf, but mostly our families they like this, and so they will come out, they grow this, and then they come out, and they literally just pick these leaves off.
It brings down the blood pressure and everything. Sweet bitter leaf, this one is bitter leaf.
Okay.
Yes, this one is really bitter.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to come out here and see all the different communities. These 2 trees last year, we got over 400 pounds of pears. We have to constantly be thinking, okay, what's coming next? What's coming next? And I think you always need to be planning for what's coming. It's okay to be right here in the moment, but if you do, you're going to miss out on being able to do a lot for the future because the time has passed to prepare for it. So, my attitude is you got to constantly be thinking ahead and what's coming for you and then plan for it. April, May, we probably will harvest 400 pounds, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you consider that blackberries are not very heavy, we probably get anywhere 12 to 15, 16 dozen eggs a day.
Are we gonna?
Yep, just here to tell you what, just kind of, you don't have to do a heavy harvest, but maybe look at the squash and zucchini out there in field 4. The tendril past the vine is dead.
Yeah.
The yellow,
tiny thing.
the little curly tendril.
Yeah, like dry.
Mm-hmm. Where is he? Yeah, we have probably about 200 or so. He's molting, so he'll lose all of his tail feathers, and then become next, say, March. And you can see the chickens, mine are doing this as well at home, some of them are starting to molt. Yeah, it just kind of entertains the chickens. They get up there and, it kind of swings back and forth and they like it. And we've received some funds to help us replace the plastic. These are about probably 7, 8 years old, so they have way outlived the plastic life. I'll make a plug here and to say that if anyone has access to anybody with grants or funds, because we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, we don't really have a source of revenue. So our only revenue is from private donations and then any corporate grants or grants that we can receive. The unfortunate news is things like a tractor are going to cost us over $30,000. Little things like buying seed, soil, maintenance on our tractors, and just the various things, those all add up over time. And so now this kind of consumes a lot of my time, which is okay because I want to feel like I'm giving back to the community. And so for me, that's what this is about, is giving back to the community. Again, I don't want to ever see anyone go hungry. That shouldn't happen. Those kind of things, that kind of keeps me going out here. And so I spend pretty much every morning, other than Wednesdays and Sundays, out here organizing. Now, if you were to ask my wife, she said it's because I just like to be bossy and tell people what to do, but I would like to say it's more about I want to help people. Well, I do at the end, but that is not a real proof positive way. So anyway, I don't see things getting a lot better, at least in Denton, as far as our homeless population, our people who are struggling with food insecurities. We have food pantries and things, but access to those, for example, Freedom Food Pantry used to be there. A place was over on Fort Worth Drive, south of I-35 there behind a barbecue place. For various reasons, they weren't able to continue their lease. They're now on the north side of town on University Drive. Well, what does that mean? The south side of town over there now doesn't have a pantry. So I know there's some churches over there. I'm part of a church that's in that Denia neighborhood, looking at ways that we may be able to start providing something for that community over there. And it's those organizations, different churches, different groups that we'll take food to. Again, our mission is that we provide for people so that there's no one goes hungry. The thought of somebody, a child, an adult, anyone going hungry at night just grieves me. So let's love on each other in the community and help each other. No political, religious, or anything, just help each other. So.
Okay, is it too noisy in here?
I think so.
Okay, so I look at you, not at the camera, correct?
Whatever's more comfortable for you.
I look at whatever I want to look at.
All around.
Like, my name is Warren Lunt, and I'm a sign painter slash muralist. It's becoming more and more murals and less signs. So there's, you know, younger people in town, and I think people tend to want to use their peers. So as long as all my clients don't die, I think I'll be okay until I die. Anybody who's been an artist for any length of time knows that there are really dry spots, but you can get through it. And I don't know, when people interview me about this, I think that I'm kind of stuck in saying the same things over and over, but it's like it is my life, so. Like if you're going to die when you're 25, you need to be charging more for your work. But there really is a problem with young artists because they love what they do and they also hate it after they've done it. You're dealing with a bunch of people that are borderline bipolar anyway. You know, you live in a world where you're having to like shore them up and knock them down because most of them are pretty arrogant too. But I love talking to younger people that are trying to get into doing this, and I don't see them as competition because they're going to find their own clients. Let's see, how am I going to do this? And every once in a while they'd sell something. I was like, just keep painting them. Okay. For point of reference, this is the paint. This is the dulling agent to make it not so shiny. Okay, I think I'm ready to paint. Brush means that you don't have a lot of paint in your brush. And something like this is going to soak the paint up anyway. I like educating people. You have to educate the customers too because they don't, small town people don't know how art is sold. They don't know what to expect, and they'll call you and say, I got $1,000 and I want to paint a mural, and you'll say, call a painter, a regular painter, and get a bid on painting that wall white, and then get back with me. And they'll call you back and they'll say, well, they want $1,200 to paint it white. And I'm like, okay, now you understand that your $1,000 is not, it's not in accordance with what you're asking for. So this is soaking some of it up, so that's good.
It's not filling the cracks.
You kind of have to use a brush that's not going to bend a whole lot. I left about probably 10 years ago now. I was doing a job and I went to go get a sandwich and left my box on the stoop and came back and they had stolen 30 years worth of brushes. But if I can go out and paint the windows on 300 cars, and I had 5 or 6 car lots that I was the guy. And so as long as you don't have to get a job and you're on your own and your expense is paint and some foam brushes, it's a wash. It's just like, okay, this is the part of the story where I'm painting car windows. But you know it's not the whole story. This layout, it kind of works, but we have a gap right here where this is. So my dilemma is, do I put a little doodad here Or do I make it say delivery in a different typeface? Well, I want to be a blessing. Now, sometimes I know I'm not a blessing. I'm a human, you know. One of the things, like, okay, I'll have young people say, will you mentor me on this or spiritual stuff or whatever, wherever they like connect with me, they'll say, hey, will you mentor me? And I always tell them, no, you're thinking of this wrong, because if you and I become friends, I will give you everything that I have that you need. And I will receive from you everything that you have that I need, because I'm still learning about life, okay? I still need your input. And if you think of, oh, this guy's the sensei and I'm the learner, you're putting me in a weird situation. I want you to see my flaws and my strengths, because if we become friends, the knowledge will be incorporated into the friendship rather than I learned this from Warren. And it's like, so then I can teach you ethics that you don't want. I can teach you lettering that you don't, because it's like, I'm talking to you as a buddy. I'm not talking to you as the authority that you have to listen to. And I mean, this plays out in all it plays out in politics, it plays out in religion, it plays out in all of these ideas that men have, that I'm in charge here and you're gonna have to listen to me. I've never wanted to be that guy. I've never wanted to control people. I've never, let's all be human here. And if I can help you as a human, I'll be glad to do that. It's like, do I need the space to breathe, or do I need it to look like there's something supposed to be there? I mean, I've always been real aware of my mortality, okay? I've never been a person who's gotten sick, but I've had 2 heart attacks. And I got COVID, and I went to the hospital for that. So it's like, you know there's a cutoff date. You can look in the mirror and see the expiration date coming. And when you're my age, you've got a whole lot of dead friends already, okay? And just, like, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm kind of afraid of meeting God. To look at death and go, everybody has done this, so it must be something we're supposed to do. So, like, I'm looking at the age I'm at now, and the deterioration starts aggressively increasing from the age that I am now at for the next 10 years. So you go, I probably don't have 10 years, you know? And it's like a scary thing, but it's not a scary thing. Death is kind of the point. Like, the legacy is the point, but you know that after you die, they're going to talk about you for about a month, and then they're not going to talk about you anymore. The brick and mortar lasts longer than the humans. And so, like, if you don't create something for the humans, that's why my wife is doing what she's doing. You know, with the homeless thing. It's like you've gotta pay it back. I mean, and it's not just so they'll talk about you longer. It's so that you're actually leaving something that lasts, because your flesh don't last. Your bones go. It all goes away. So you gotta leave something substantial, and that is investing in other people.
Rebecca.
Yes.
You're Gen Z, right? Maybe? How did it feel being Gen X for 2 weeks?
I feel more appreciated for technology we have today, because I am like an introvert. So I really don't like just come out to people and say, hey, I want to interview you. I want to do a story about you. I would prefer just emailing people and giving people some time to decide if they want to say yes or they want to say no.
What was it? Walk us through the experience. What was it?
Okay, so first, in order to find a story idea, I went to the downtown Denton because I know people have all kinds of poster or like some announcement there. So I went there and trying to find if there's any event going on because I couldn't use internet to do research, obviously. So I went to downtown Denton, I looked at the poster I could find and then trying to find like an event or like an art. But unfortunately, I couldn't find anything that day. Like a lot of them have already inspired. But it occurred to me that there's Denton Community Market happen every Saturday morning, like also in the downtown area. So I went to the community market the following Saturday, and then I saw this really cool vendor there. The name of the vendor is Otter Illustration and run by Matthew.
Rebecca, did you cheat at all?
Yes, I did. So at one point, I did use my cell phone to contact Matthew. I text him. I tell him where we're gonna meet up.
Give me your badge, give me your gun. I'm just kidding, we don't even pay you. Would you ever do this again? I'm not gonna make you do it again.
Honestly, no. If just me trying to do it the old way, it doesn't work. If everybody goes to the back, then I think I would like to try it again. But I think right now, just people are just so used to having internet in their lives. So I think it's a little hard to not using internet and trying to get a story down. I mean, it's doable, but it's just not that convenient.
But the good news is, if the apocalypse happens, you'll still be able to report on the zombies that are coming in because now you know how.
Yes, I was really amazed that I could actually finish this project. You know, I thought I couldn't do it because I was like, no, I don't want to.
Well, thank you for doing this experiment. After I signed it to you, I was like, I don't know if I would do this myself. Thanks, Rebecca. And great work as well.
Thank you.
We'll see what the next one that you do is, what the next TASKBLASTER challenge will be.
Looking forward to it.
Are you ready?
Yes, I will. I will think about it.
Think about it. We'll see.
I think next time when you give me a text, I will think about it. You know.
We'll see what it is.
Yeah, I will see what it is.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Thank you.
So thank you all for watching this new episode of Lil D TV, the DIY episode. I'm not only a documentarian, I made a movie last year that's in post-production, but hey, I thought it might be kind of cool during the credits if I premiered the trailer. Huh? And thank you again to our advertisers, to Anderson's Distillery and Eatery, or Eatery and Distillery, Bearded Monk, Mallouf Hat Co, and of course, Delta 8. Make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, commenting. Beat that algorithm. We don't have a whole lot of money to spread out to marketing, so all of our growth, which is about 100,000 views per month at any given time, is all organic because of you guys, because we like to do the hyper-local thing, and it seems like you guys like what we're doing, so we're going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. Rebecca's going to keep... Anyway, enough blabbering. Let's get to that trailer. Again, you can donate at PayPal. Just send us a message. We'll get you. We'll get you there where you need to go. We also have merch if you want to give us some money. There's a ton of ways to support us and give us money, man. Even if you don't have money, like, share, subscribe. Okay, I'm done with the content. I hate doing this, guys. Next month we'll have an actual host.
Locked up in an ivory tower, it's getting taller by the hour. Hey, what you mean? Just to be seen, you got me. You got the power, filled with black obsidian.
Who the hell was that here? Did you see him? I mean, you were in the back seat.
Fuck no, I was dealing with you and the fucking coffee.
Okay, well, the guy's name is Greg. Teresa, film me.
I watch British baking shows.
Adrian, tell
Tell them we're in trouble.
I'm on the phone.
There's a place where love.
When we get out of this, I will get you a new one. One that doesn't flip open.
People like that, they see the world like math. And for him, it is zero-sum only.
But don't you know that I feel fucking horrible that I don't believe you?
You wouldn't be here if you had a fucking relapse.
You would not even recognize the feeling if it fucked you in the ass, Adrian.
Happy little family.
Oh, here's medication. Natural versus artificial, no happy middle, there's only clonazepam.
Where you need to go, okay? We care about you, and that is paramount.
Oh, yeah, I am really feeling the love right now.
Tell her, Teresa.